No. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, just to trace our path where we have gone so far. So, we are in Vrindavan. First, we started from there. We went to Akrura Ghat. You can see my cursor. So, this actually, you have to take this Mathura and Agra. Agra Mathura expressway, or it's a highway. So then you come to Akrura Ghat. From Akrura Ghat we came to Mathura. From Mathura we came to Talvan. From Talvan to we went to Bahulaban. Then we went to Madhuvan, Talvan, and Bahulaban. Then we went to Pait, Gantholi, Radhakund, Govardhan, Kedarnath, Badrinath, Kamyavan. Then from Kamyavan we went to Sanket. From Sanket to Barsana to Nandagaon. Nandagaon to Jawat, and from Jawat today actually we were planning to go to Kokilavan, but there's some problem with the bus, so we're deciding to go to Koshi. It's a small place. You can see here in the map. It's here. It comes where my cursor is, and this place is called Koshi. Now, what is the significance of this place, Koshi? Very, very significant place. Extremely significant. So significant that of all the places that we've gone so far, this will be the most significant. Why is it most significant? There's something which happened there in Koshi, and what happened was this historic incident. You can see, what's that? And this Abhay Charan Day. Of course, it's not Prabhupada. It is Abhay Charan Day. It is before his initiation. Yeah, it's actual Prabhupada. So Koshi actually is the place where Prabhupada visited the year 1932. This is the second time when he was visiting. First time that he had gone to Vrindavan was in 1925. And so he heard that Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur is conducting a Vraja Mandala Parikrama. Hundreds of devotees, disciples, and they are going around different places. It was a month-long Vraja Mandala Parikrama. And Prabhupada arrived, that time Abhay Charan, he was not initiated, at Koshi, this place. And that day, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was not well and he was speaking. And but still the Sankirtan, the Vraja Mandala Parikrama party was supposed to travel. They were traveling to different places. So some of the people left early, taking their bath and doing other things, and they just went to see different places. Like all of us, we are going. Even though it is virtual, but the experience may not match, but something similar. They got up and they were in a hurry to go. And Prabhupada sat down and he heard Krishna Katha, narrations about Krishna from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's mouth with great attention and with great joy and ecstasy, with rapt attention, right? And he heard, and when he was about to get initiated, when his name was recommended to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, oh, I know Abhay, because he likes to hear. That was the way Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur remembered him, right? So, in this auspicious place of Koshi, what can we reflect? Of course, our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, he himself is showing by his own example. Now, why is it so important? Why hearing from our Guru or Acharya or hearing this scripture is very important? So let's just spend some time and understand this. These are actually very, very fascinating and very interesting. The first thing, this is a verse which is spoken by Sukadev Goswami, and he is telling, "Oh Parikshit, you are deserving to hear this. I am going to tell you this Krishna Katha because of certain qualifications." And he is telling, "Tadaham te avidhasyami mahapaurishiko bhavan yasya shraddhadhatam asu syan mukunde mati sati. Tadaham te abhidhasyami." I am going to speak to this. I am going to speak to you this knowledge of Krishna Katha, this wonderful narration of Srimad Bhagavatam. Tadaham te abhidhasyami mahapaurishiko bhavan, because you are mahapaurishiko. Why are you mahapaurishiko? There are two things which are mentioned by Sukadev Goswami here about Parikshit Maharaj. Yasya shraddhadhatam asu syan mukunde mati sati. Yasya shraddhadhatam asu. Shraddha, as we know, is faith. You have faith in the scriptures, but not true. Prabhupada actually translates shraddhadhatam as one who gives full respect and attention. Now, this is the focus point of our today's visit to this place. I'll share some more passing, but this is, if you get this, I think the visit to Koshi will be a success. Yasya shraddhadhatam asu, one who gives full respect and attention. So, if you give full respect and attention to Krishna Katha, what happens? Syan mukunde mati sati. Then immediately one develops mukunde mati sati. One gets attraction for Krishna. The mati, the mind, which is so fickle, which is not absorbed in Krishna, will get attracted and absorbed in Krishna if we give full respect and attention to this Krishna Katha. Yasya shraddhadhatam asu syan mukunde mati sati. The translation is that very Srimad Bhagavatam I shall recite before you because you are the most sincere devotee of Lord Krishna. Mahapaurishiko. It's most sincere. So the definition of most sincere. One who gives full attention and respect to hearing Srimad Bhagavatam achieves unflinching faith in the Supreme Lord, the giver of salvation. Imagine if a person is a cook, then only he'll buy a cooking book. Try to understand, because he has to become a good cook. If you are not a cook, like if Mukund has to get a cookbook as compared to you, he may not like it so much, but he may like a Pradanga learning lessons. You may like a cooking book. So where our interest is, where our attention is, that will lead to the next step. You want to become a good cook, you would like to read. You want to become a person whose mind is absorbed in Krishna, Syan Mukunde Mati Sati. Then the first primary qualification required is to develop an attention and respect for Krishna. Why Vrindavan Vasis, when we are talking about all these pastimes for so many days, one constant common thing that you can find all across these pastimes, they are completely absorbed. Their mati is in Krishna. Their mati is in Krishna because they love hearing Krishna Katha. They love hearing Krishna Katha with attention and with respect. Yasya shraddhadhatam asu syan mukunde mati sati. Unfortunately, we live in an age where we are completely bombarded with allurements and distractions. Lots of distractions. Just never ever in the history of mankind, there were so many distractions. The children cannot sit in one place and they need some mobile or something to look. They can't eat. Yesterday some children were there, they were not able to eat unless the mother throws some phone or something. They will not be able to eat. The reason being, our mind releases something called dopamine. Dopamine when some change happens. So we are constantly looking for some change. We are seeing this, no attention. Oh, what, Prabhu, that same Narad Muni and Vedavyas you are continuing. We know Narad Muni came, Vedavyas spoke. No patience. Actually, our philosophy, which is given by all these great acharyas, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur or Srila Prabhupada, or even before Sukadeva Goswami, they want us to absorb in this. It is not about knowing some end result, what happened. Those verses, they have the secret. It is a hard work. It is not an easy thing. Had it been so easy, everybody would have got it and would have been happy and I understood everything. It requires patience, it requires mercy, it requires absorption, because our goal ultimately is to serve Krishna with love and devotion. If that is the goal, that is what we want to attain, then we have to develop attention and respect Krishna. Why? Another thing. So this is important because we want to achieve that end goal. I want to talk about another thing which is very interesting to know, and the whole premise of Bhagavatam is based on that. So this is the situation where Parikshit is cursed. He's going to die. Sometimes these incidents, it doesn't affect us because Parikshit Maharaj was cursed. Dead snake dal diya, curse ho gaya. He went and heard Bhagavatam, ho gaya, uska life khatam ho gaya. But sometimes we should try to put ourselves in the shoes of Parikshit Maharaj. Well, it's not a live snake that he put around Samika Rishi. It was a dead snake. And somebody can say there is some amount of disrespect, but not really. It's so severe that he will be punished to die in 7 days' times. And in life, many times, you will be put into a position where you have not done anything wrong, where there is no fault of yours, yet you are getting the punishment. The whole premise of Bhagavatam is, actually you can't change those situations in life. There are pains, there are miseries, there are difficulties, there are reversals. So people question, why me? Why am I put into this kind of a situation? Why Lord is so partial, or why he is so cruel to me? Why he is putting me in this situation? These kind of questions come. But what Bhagavatam is preparing us, or what Bhagavatam teaches us, is the premise may be like, look at the situation of Parikshit. Now the body is going to get destroyed in 7 days, right? It's a very painful situation. But how is his situation? He's absorbed in Krishna Katha. There is a verse which comes in Bhagavatam, Tam Mopayantam Pratiyantu Vipra Ganga cha Devi Dhritachittamishyo Dijopashrashta Kuhakas Takshakova Dasatu Alam Gayata Vishnugatha. Parikshit Maharaj, seated in the banks of Ganges, is telling, now I have taken shelter of all of yours. All the sages who have assembled, now you are all witness. I have taken shelter of you. Ganges is also in witness. I am holding the Lord's lotus feet in my heart. Ganga cha Devi Dhritachittam Ishe. Ishe is the Lord. Dhritachittam, in my chitta. Now I am completely absorbed in the lotus feet of Krishna. Dijopashrashta Kuhakas Takshakova. Whatever that, snake, or, it's a flying snake, whatever that is created by that Brahmana boy, let it come and bite me. Dasatu Alam, let it come and bite me. Gayata Vishnugatha. You continue singing. You continue doing this Vishnugatha. The whole premise of Bhagavatam, as I was mentioning, be it Brahma, very painful, severe situation, austere situation, didn't know what to do. And that's how Bhagavatam got revealed. Be it Parikshit, who had to endure all this pain before he could become the recipient of hearing Bhagavatam. Or be it Dhruva Maharaj, who had to go through severe austerities. The entire Bhagavatam, from different genres of time, from different age groups, it is showing how these devotees, despite having difficulties and reversals, how they were absorbed in Krishna Katha, and that is what is the goal of life. Prabhupada, why Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur noticed this particular thing about Prabhupada? Because it's not an easy thing. It's not a small thing. That is why after this prayer, when Parikshit, before the Katha begins by Sukadeva Goswami, he says, what if, actually I'm not worried about the destruction of my body. I'm worried about being distracted. And unfortunately, we don't even pay our attention in this material world. We don't care. We're so distracted. There is no absorption. There is no attention. Bhagavatam books are there. The other day, Madhav was telling me about one Iceman. What's his name? Otzi. And Otzi is the oldest dead body history. Dead body found 5,300 years or something like that. If one generation, if imagine, like one of in this present generation, we don't read Bhagavatam completely, then our children, when they ask, what are these? So, or your children, when you are married, if you don't get married, whoever gets married, their children, if they say, what are these? These are all beautiful books, which sometimes I was asked to read, but I don't know what are they. What should I do? Bhagavatam. This is what will happen. Like Otzi, it will become some books to be kept in museum because we're not reading that. We don't have an attraction and absorption to go through that. That should not be the case. That should not be. Actually, we should completely get absorbed because the situations in life cannot be changed. But what we can change is how do we face them. That is why Parikshit Maharaj, before Sukadeva Goswami begins to speak, he says that these three things I'm praying. What if I die without completely becoming absorbed and getting distracted? Punascha bhuyat bhagavati anante prati prasangascha tadashrayeshu mahatsu yamyam upayanti shrishtim maitriyastu sarvatra namo dvijabhyo. Very beautiful prayer. Actually, this prayer of Parikshit Maharaj, it has the essence of our Krishna conscious philosophy. Parikshit is not some ordinary person who's dying by some normal mundane curse. He was protected by the Lord himself in the womb of mother, Vishnurat. He was protected by him. Sometimes, this Back to Godhead magazines used to have these articles, how did I come to Krishna consciousness? Very nice articles. Somebody met some devotee in some park or somewhere on the road and they gave some books. Somebody went to ISKCON Bangalore temple, then somebody gave a pass of yoga for happiness or art of mind control, whatever. But the situation could be like anything. For Parikshit, it is the Lord entering the womb of mother and he saw the Lord. That's how his name is Parikshit. And he became a devotee, not a small thing. The Lord personally came to make him a devotee. That person, when he's about to die and he's worried if he doesn't have proper absorption and attention, what should be the prayer? Punascha bhuyat bhagavati ananta ratih prasangascha tadashrayeshu mahatsu yamyam upayami shrishtim maitriyastu sarvatra namo dvijabhyo. Very beautiful prayer. Punascha bhuyat bhagavati anante rati prasangasana. If I die and take birth again, let me have attraction for the Lord. Not a small thing. Bhagavati anante rati. I should have attraction for the Lord. Prasangascha tadashrayeshu. And let me have association of devotees. Prasangascha tadashrayeshu. Because only in the absorption, only in the association of devotees, one has an opportunity to hear Harikatha. Where will you get this? Prasangascha tadashrayeshu mahatsu yamyam upayami shrishtim maitriyastu sarvatra namo dvijabhyo. And let me be able to share, spread this knowledge, have the compassion. People may not be interested, people may not be, doesn't matter. Let me be able to glorify and share this message with others. Punascha bhuyat bhagavati anante ratih prasangascha tadashrayeshu mahatsu yamyam upayami shrishtim maitriyastu sarvatra namo dvijabhyo. So that is why this place Koshi is so important. Maybe a small incident in the life of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Srila Prabhupada, but it sets the mood properly. What should be our mood? How can we pray to Nitai Gauranga, to Srila Prabhupada, to give us that taste for hearing, to give us that absorption in Bhagavatam? If we develop that, it's success. I want to just quote one more verse. This is very nice, which Parikshit Maharaj says, Yesham samsmaranat pumsam sadhya sudhyanti vaigraha kim punar darshana sparsa pada saucha asanadini. Yesham samsmaranat pumsam sadhya sudhyanti vaigraha. Just by remembering you, O Sukadeva Goswami, one becomes completely purified. Yesham samsmaranat pumsam sadhya sudhyanti vaigraha. Sudhyanti becomes completely purified. Kim punardarshana sparsa pada saucha asanadivihi. What to talk of someone who's getting a chance to see you, to wash your feet, or to give you a respectable seat and get a chance to hear? So I'm very, very fortunate that even though this is the most unfortunate situation for me, that I have been cursed to die, I am not just I'm not able to remember you, I'm able to see you. I'm able to wash your feet. I'm able to make you sit in an elevated place and get a chance to hear from you. Yesham samsmaranat pumsam satya suddhyanti vaigraha. So we are also very fortunate that in the name of Vraja Mandala Parikrama, we are getting a chance to remember Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. We are able to get a chance to remember Srila Prabhupada. Yesham samsmaranat pumsam sadhya suddhyanti vaigraha. All this, the heart's desires, this contaminated aims of life get purified. Kim punar darshana sparsa pada sauchanadibi. What to speak of if we get a chance to see, we are seeing, sparsa, touch, pada, and do some abhishekam, pada, saucha asanadibi. Simply by our remembering you, our houses become instantly sanctified. And what to speak of seeing you, touching you, washing your holy feet, and offering you a seat. So that is the significance of this place, Koshi. Not that there are some esoteric, confidential pastimes of Krishna happened here. None of this. But the place became significant, spiritually of paramount importance, because this important incident in the life of Prabhupada happened. Srila Prabhupada got this opportunity to hear, and this was noted by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So tonight you are all going to stay in Koshi, reflect on this important incident of Prabhupada's life, and pray to Nitai Gauranga, pray to Prabhupada. Some of us, we are telling ourselves as Prabhupada disciples, right? It's a very tall order. We need to develop that intense desire to absorb ourselves in Krishna Katha. That's the goal of life. Why so much of stress? It's not like I want to speak about hearing, I want to speak about Bhagavatam. No, this is what is our Acharya's goals. They expect us to absorb in this. With that, we will stop and we will go to a beautiful place tomorrow called Kokilavan. So stay tuned for Kokilavan, and we will have now Damodar Ashtak. Jai Koshi Dham ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.